Hello. Welcome. Triggers, trigger happy, trigger warnings. They're so fun. I don't even know where to start, if I'm honest. And if I spiral enough, there's a part of me that wonders, right? I've heard sayings before of like that law of attraction, where it's like you attract what you are, or something like that, right? I don't necessarily know if I believe that that's true, but or maybe I do and I'm denying it. But I don't know, man. I'm baffled and confused. And I guess underneath it all, I'm scared. Yep, I'm scared. So I'm like, what do I share that led me up to this moment right here where I'm tearing up and admitting that I am scared. So much. I guess I kind of feel like a failure today. It definitely didn't go the way that I anticipated or planned. And again, logically, I know that that's okay. But in the sphere, in the realm that I've been studying and stuff, there's the way that I've been discerning or describing it, I guess, is logic is like me, present adult self now. And the emotion is like the trigger that's bigger than the reaction or bigger than what happened, necessitates is something connected to my little girl. So logic is me now, adult self, and then the other is separated from that. So like my logic knows, but there's something here that she doesn't know, but it's okay. That it's okay to make plans and that they don't go the way that they planned. That doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me a failure. I've been doing a lot of driving today. And like, I don't even know, what do I share? It sounds so like menial. It's a Saturday for me right now. And the last few Saturdays, probably the last couple months, I've been tutoring this girl. And I've been grateful for the opportunity. It's been stressful, to say the least. When things go right, it's perfect, but more often than not, things don't go right. In fact, our first meeting, they were an hour late, if not more, and didn't communicate that with me. I only found out because I reached out and was like, I'm here, I'm just curious. But this has been consistent. Probably at least once a week, it seems. Maybe that's a little unfair. Maybe every other week there's at least one session of 3 typically that we schedule that they don't show up to or running late to. It's fairly consistent. And again, my logic, my brain knows that it has nothing to do with me. That it's a them thing. They can't figure out their life, their whatever. It's a cultural thing, language barriers, whatever. It still sucks. And I'm tired. And the last time that this happened where they were a no-show, I stayed the whole time at the library because to me in my head, I was like, well, they paid me for the time, so I might as well just stay. But this time I was like, I don't feel like staying. I sent them a cancellation policy like after the first time, because I was like, no, I'm not doing this shit. And so, yeah, I've been falling back on that every time. And I got to the library. I actually got there early. I was there an hour early today. And then by the time, a few minutes before, maybe 15 minutes before our session was to start, I went inside the library and actually found the spot that we normally sit at. And so I got my stuff ready. I was sitting there. 2 o'clock rolls in. They're not there. I scan the library. I thought I saw, she's got 2 younger siblings that also do tutoring at varying times. I thought I saw them. So it was a little odd to me that I didn't see her. But yeah, they didn't show, at least there. And I waited probably about 40 minutes when I think the no-show, no-call policy is about 5 minutes. That's when it kicks in. So I really gave them an extra 35 minutes of my time. And I have been paid for my time. They already paid me. They pay me at the beginning of the week typically. So they're losing out. Her daughter's losing out by not getting, today was 3 hours of education because of whatever. And I send a follow-up email after every session. It's multilingual, so I translate. And granted, I understand that translation that I'm using may not be the most accurate, but it's doable to kind of gather. I don't think the mom even reads my emails, if I'm honest with you. And I've asked her on numerous occasions recently about summer schedule, because I know that summer's here. And she hasn't said anything to me about it. She hasn't brought it up. She hasn't communicated with me about it at all. So there's a point I'm sharing all of that, trying to decide when it all comes together, and there's a pretty bow on it. So anyway, I was there at the library. I was there early. I get to the place that we normally sit at and hang out. I was there. I decided to leave. I had this suspicion I was going to email before I left and say, something about I missed you, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't, because I didn't feel like it. I was tired and I was hungry, and I was like, no, I'm going to go. So what happens? I get a text from the mom saying that her daughter said that she was at the library and didn't see me. That's the other thing. Mom doesn't, I don't know if she drops her off or what. I don't know where mom is in this whole situation at all. But I think she's literally been at the library once or twice the whole time that we've been tutoring. Grandma normally comes to drop her off or pick her up, or someone else. So it's difficult, again, to try and schedule or communicate anything when mom's not present. And I've even started, not even started, a long while ago. There's this lady who first communicated with me, who I guess lives here, I'm assuming, and she's met them through their school or something, and she's kind of like their liaison of some sort. And so she came and she met me at the library once, and so I've been including her on every email that I've sent to this family. And it's still like crickets most of the time. So anyway, I get that text. She was at the library. She said she didn't see you. So I'm like triggered, a little bit, but also frustrated because I was there on time, before on time, in the spot that we normally are. So there's no excuse that she couldn't have found me. So either she didn't bother to look, or something of that nature, or they didn't get there on time, even though mom said that they did. So I don't know what happened. But I waited for a little while before I responded back, and we've gone back and forth a little bit now. I told her I was like, I was at the library. This is what time I got there at. This is how long I waited. I was sitting there at the time where we normally are, whatever. And again, it's like there's a little bit of a language barrier. So right now, there's crickets and I haven't heard anything. And she said something that I didn't understand. And so I said, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm like, is this what you're saying or is this what you're saying? And then I mentioned summer, and I said, I've reached out to you on numerous occasions about the summer schedule. My recommendation is that we meet 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, because I think that that will help your daughter to get ready for 7th grade. Haven't heard anything now. So, and we've been doing this like every week. We schedule something, and that doesn't make me feel very safe right now. And I don't know if it's just because there's all this other stuff swirling in my life, and so like to not have something consistent tied to my livelihood feels really scary. And now I'm worried. Now I'm scared that I'm not going to have the extra income coming this summer. And, you know, if that was one instance, one separate instance, it wouldn't be so much. But there's other things. So I have a job. There's a lot going on with that right now, unfortunately. And we are also in our summer months. I already had a week off in between because we just finished our school semester. And then summer session starts on Monday, 2 days from now. I wasn't put on the schedule. So I'm already going into summer not knowing if I'm going to have anything, if I'm going to have any income at all. You know, and it's like, again, my logic brain knows that at the end of the day, it's probably not that big of a deal. And I'll make it work somehow, or, you know, whatever. But, like, I cannot tell you how much I have been trying so hard to make ends meet. I'm a part of, like, extra catering gigs, which, like, those seemed to have dried up when I was here last. I moved out of state for a year and I got back. But I was a part of all of these things when I left, before I left, and they were fine. I was getting gigs left and right, you know. And now it's like nothing. And I applied for a job and I went on an interview and they didn't take me, you know, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. It's like I'm trying. It's not without trying. So, I don't know. It's kind of where my story's at right now. Mom just texted me back. I don't know what she said yet because I haven't looked at it. But yeah, I'm just, I don't know. It just feels like life just keeps piling on all this stuff. And it's like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's like, am I drawing this to myself? Am I saying yes and allowing all of these things in, or am I taking on too much? Like, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, and I don't know if that's the point anyway, honestly. You know, the things that I've been learning is like to let the pain lead you to compassion and to comfort and to love, because there's a pain point for a reason. You know, and I know sometimes it's really easy, well, not easy, but my tendency is to try and dig really deep to find the why. And I think it's important, yeah. But I think at the end of the day, it's not nearly as important as the comfort and the love. So, I think I'm going to leave this one here. Thanks for listening. I don't know. Trigger warnings.